the issues that in financial responsibility in a relationship is a very different ballgame, especially in America. See, if in case it's any other country, these issues wouldn't happen. It's because people do not hold respect for the space we hold here. People think everybody can be everybody. Like that is the like entitlement space we are holding. And unfortunately, people don't see the value of human being, instead how much they can be used. So you become a utility for them, right? Like essentially. So the relationship and finance issue is huge. So when we were going through early marriage, my husband forced me one night. I was pregnant, like always it happens in pregnancy. With my first pregnancy, and my husband like flipped out. I don't know what happened, and he dragged me to do a prenuptial agreement. He told me if I don't sign it, he's going to throw me out. And I was pregnant. I was weeping. And I was making money. I was the one paying mortgage, like kind of like reverse, right? You were doing kind of the same thing, and your wife is. Absolutely. So I was appalled, and he told me essentially, if you don't sign, you're out of here. And so, and I was scared. I didn't know what to do. But I afterwards found out you cannot sign anything under duress. If you, it doesn't. But see, the problem is it is his fear. Same thing, it is her fear that's calling. So one thing is play the fear. What I'm saying is, hey, you're very correct. Let's go to the lawyer. Let's sit down and talk. Make it so that it's her plan. So what you're saying is, oh, she wants to go to work and she feels I'm blocking. Make her work. What I'm saying is, why are you say? So you say, hey, of course, honey, go to work, but daycare will share equally. See, the thing is, she should put in the same money you're putting in. And if in case, one thing I'm learning, it's actually my teacher teaches me cosmic law. One thing is, if in case this is the way they want to play, the cosmic law is don't earn more than what you need. Don't save money anymore. Okay. So learn. You know what I did? I wrote a book called Boring Way to Make Money Laugh All the Way to the Bank. This is one of boring way to make money laugh all the way to the bank. Oh no way! So I take name on the bottom. That's cool. The reason is right. What I did was I do my whole home this way. What you did is see the credit card statement, right? It will send you a notice saying, please take our money, transfer all the funds, and it's 0% financing and 3% whatever it is you borrow, right? So bring that, and I don't know whether you can do it. I started very small, but yearly or every 90 days. It is a 90-day plan according to the government. When you have adult people you're taking care of, think of her as a foster child. Okay. You're going to be her foster child, right? You need to have, if you go into childwelfare.gov, they have a 90-day plan. So in 90 days, you need to agree this is the structure we're going to raise, and this is what we are going to financially be responsible for. You paying money for the household, she has to keep the fridge filled, otherwise it's considered abandonment. Okay, that's her role. So if she doesn't do grocery shopping, she is held liable. Same thing, if in case she is let's say you, if you're transporting against her will, you will be considered kidnapping. So you need to really be in agreement. If she's arguing, honey, I cannot transfer you because according to law, if we are arguing and transferring each other on the car, it's not allowed. I'll be arrested. So what I'm saying is, use legal system. I guess play the law. If you're arguing, you cannot get into my car, honey. This is a law. I love that. That's a good. I'm going to say that one day. See, I truly am. It happened last week. It happened. I told you, right? My son, I was transporting. Why did I tell you the story? No. Last week we were on vacation, right? School vacation. So I took 2 days off. I took, I took only. 2 weeks ago, but I think Marathon Monday was off already. I only took 1 day off, Thursday. Thursday, So Thursday you couldn't see me, right? So that day, my kids wanted to come back home.
Yeah.
And they said, Mom, we really wanted to be with friends and stuff. My husband has the rules, even though I make the money.
Yeah.
Okay. So he runs the household.
Yeah.
Just like your wife,
Yeah.
right?
Right.
I'm on the other side of the seat.
Yeah.
So my kids, I told them, like, this is my day off, but the only reason I'm living is for them.
Yeah.
Okay. So it didn't matter to me to sit in the hotel and spend my vacation. If that's what they want to do, I'm willing to do that. So I did the transport. We're very near home, and I had to get a charger out of my trunk,
Okay.
and my son flips out. He is flipping mad at me, and this 18-year-old, because I stopped the car for 5 minutes, and that is against his plan for me, because he had to go for a meet or I was running late, and he, suddenly puts his hand up and doesn't want to talk. So when we were near home, I said, Chris, would you check in with me at 9 where you're hanging? Because my husband will say, where are your kids? And if I say, I don't know, he says, shame on you.
Yeah.
You don't even track them. So he feels I'm not a good parent. So I asked my son, I said, Dad is talking like this to me. And he says, Mom, it's not a big deal for you, but for Dad, it's a big deal. And he is more tuned in with us than you. This is what he said. So that's when it occurred to me. So it's important for him,
Yeah.
a parent checks in with him. For me, I trust them.
Yeah, of course. I got you.
So because of that, I asked him. I know it's important to him. And I said, Chris, I'm not even asking that you ask my permission. We are
Yeah, just let me
past
know.
that.
Yeah.
Just text and tell me where you're hanging. That's all. He refused to answer. I said, if you refuse to answer, I'm turning right back. We are going to New Hampshire. So I turned the car back. He jumped out of a running car.
No, how fast were you going?
It was
Couple
not bad.
miles, yeah.
But the thing is, I wanted to stop this way of behaving because I felt with my husband I had no choice.
Yeah.
But with my kids, I cannot accept them to treat me this way.
No.
I never want them to put me in a powerless place because then the second one would act like
Yes,
the younger one.
yes, he sees it.
So I really wanted to stop that. So I told him, if you don't get in the car, I said, I'm going to call the police. He says, I dare you. So I called the police. And then the police came. You know what they said? They're going to arrest me because I'm transporting a kid against his will. He's 18-year-old. And I told the police, I said, I'm trying to keep my family together. I'm appalled at you.
Yeah.
Instead of supporting me, you're doing this. And so I told the police, I said, do you know when I was pregnant, my third one, my husband called the police. He was the victim. I was the abuser and I was homeless one night. He says, oh, it didn't happen on my duty. I said, this is considered abuse.
Yeah.
I said, you guys are watching me and again slap me when you do nothing about this. So then the elder cop was very nice. So
Yeah.
he says,
He understood.
he said to Chris, he says, Chris, are you still living with your parents? He says, yes. Are they providing food and shelter for you? Yes. In that case, you need to at least be respectful to your mother, right? And so he says, I'm afraid she's going to transport me back to New Hampshire. He says, don't worry, we'll block her. So they got one cop car on the front, one cop car on the back, and they blocked me.
Oh, that's awesome. There you go.
So then he says, so they said, don't worry, get in the car, make the phone call. I want to call my dad first. So he, in spite of it being crisis, is not negotiating with me, making me powerless by calling his dad. Okay. So here it is, his dad picks up the phone. Him being adult, he should have said, listen to your mother.
God, yeah.
She should.
Yeah.
Instead, you know what he says? Give the phone to the mother.
Okay.
So he gave the phone to me, and I said to Keith, I said, Keith, I have only one answer what I want for these two questions. Am I coming to New Hampshire or are you coming down to Massachusetts? Neither. I said, I hung up the phone. I said, I'm not. Because it seems my English is not correct. Afterwards, he explained to me. I should have said, do you, because I commanded. Instead, I should have said, would you help me?
Yeah.
So still, I said, in crisis, I told him, in crisis, no negotiation.
Yeah,
in crisis, don't teach me English. I'm dying.
No
I'm going to be arrested. So I'm saying just how these guys play.
Did Chris
So
apologize
no, meaning eventually he did.
Yeah.
But so he gets down, gets his bag and goes. So my youngest one, he tries to get down, and I said to him, "You get in the car."
Yeah,
I
yeah.
said, "You have no
ain't
choice."
playing.
So the police said, "Yes, he needs to get in the car." So I went, and he came back that night, but I didn't stay at home. I went to my office, the other office. I have a retreat center.
Yeah.
So he says he wants to go bowling. So he went bowling, and the girl who took bowling, her son, she says it's not unreasonable for him to go back home. And so he texts me, he says, "Mom, this fight between you and Chris is yours. I don't want to be affected by that. I
Yeah.
want to sleep in my bed."
Yeah. Okay.
I said, I called the other lady. I said, "First of all, we made a plan. He comes back to me. Custodially, it is my night. Wednesday, Thursday is my night. It happened Thursday night." I said, "This weekend is my husband. If you do not bring him back, I'm going to call the police and I'm going to have him escorted to me."
Yeah, of course.
I said, "I'm the parent tonight." And
Yeah.
I said, "There is no allowance for this."
Yeah.
Because I really needed to take down the power. The next day, my husband says, "I did help. I did come down." I said, "That's why I'm still respecting you. I'm staying with you." But I said, "I'm not wearing your wedding ring anymore. This marriage is not working." I took it out. So my husband flips out. He says, "Then you need to get out." I said, "Sure, I'll get out. When do you want me to leave?" So he says, "Why are you doing all this?" I said, "Keith, this is the third generation I'm supporting as adult child. My dad is not independent. You are not independent. I'm still supporting you. And I'm supporting my elder kids. And nobody respects me."
Yeah.
And I said, "This has to stop
Of
today."
course.
So then he says, "What are you trying to do?" I said, "I want to know what my rights are. You guys, I am even now saying I'm financially supporting you. And you guys are still saying, get out." I
Sure.
said, "It's not going to work for me. My way is not working." Because, and so he says, "Okay, you're gathering information. Tell me that way." I said, "I'm serious." I said,
Yeah.
"If you're not playing along, this stops here. This type of marriage, I'm not going to continue."
Yeah.
I said, "Now I'm going to parent all of you guys."
Let me
So
ask you
then-
a quick question.
Mhm.
During all of this time, do you yell or talk?
No, I never.
Okay. That's one thing that I'm so stressful about and so adamant about. Yesterday she was yelling at me. Like situation, whatever.
So
I
when
say,
they
talk to me.
no,
You don't
I
need
don't
to
even
yell
engage.
at me.
See, the thing is,
Talk to me.
when he yells, I don't engage back.
Okay. Okay.
So what I say is, "Hey, that tone, I cannot comprehend.
Yeah.
I have
yeah.
a difficulty understanding." So I said, "If you can do indoor voice, we'll talk. Otherwise, I'm leaving."
Okay.
So I take off. I go to the movie.
Yeah.
I have a very nice
Yeah, you
dinner.
say you do the 20 minutes or 40-minute break no matter what. And
So I
Yeah.
never engage. The thing is, I treat him always with respect
Of course.
because I have tremendous respect for him. So he says, "We'll go for a walk." I said,
Yeah.
"Okay." And one thing I made sure is never bring this conversation with him.
okay.
So we went for a 1.5. I kept on daily done. "Oh, look at this! Look at this!"
Just
So
change it.
I never, ever brought it up unless he brings it up. So we just walked. And then afterwards, right? So he said, "Why you did it?" I said, "I need to find out more." He says, "Okay, I will also like to learn."
Yeah.
So I went and I found out childwelfare.gov.
Yeah.
Look into it. Adult child, how you need to engage is 90-day plan you need to have.
Okay.
90-day, because think of it as though because they found when it's the adults who are not independent,
Yes.
if you give them more support, they do well in the community because they don't become homeless. So that's the purpose, right? So afterwards, I went and told him, "Keith, guess what? You need to give me 90-day plan too. You cannot just like that say, I found out I have rights. And I also found out you need to keep the fridge full when I'm living here. You need to feed me whether you like it or not." And me, in turn, if by chance I know for sure he's not going to listen to me, I cannot transport. You need to be the parent to transport him back. So I don't need to ever lose my vacation time. What a relief.
Who wants to lose their vacation
So
time?
then afterwards we all went for a walk. And so Cosmic Law, my teacher teaches. Cosmic Law, he says, a Christian wedding is only about legal separation. Once you
Okay.
understand that, you can always be common law wife.
Yeah.
Wife and husband. So that way it made it easier for me.
Gotcha.
So if she wants to get married, tell her it's all about legal separation.
Okay.
So upfront, create a divorce plan and
Yeah.
then get married.
I like that.
You
I
understand?
understand that.
So you need to put it into perspective. What is the division? Then we'll get married.
Okay.
So financial separation comes first and then get married.
I
So then actually it's easier,
I agree. 100%
So I told my husband, I said, I'm not putting this ring back. This one, the brooch his grandmother gave, he wants to be part of his heritage. I said, of course I'm going to put it back. But I said, he doesn't wear a wedding ring either. I said, if you're not wearing, why should I wear it? I said, I wear a toe ring. So he went and bought me a toe ring.
Oh, nice.
So so I said, we'll walk the talk. But then I told Chris, I said, Chris, you're the third generation I'm supporting. My dad is still free, not independent. I still pay for him when he has to visit me. Your dad is Mr. Mom. I'm still supporting him. And now you two kids, I'm going to support when you go to college. What do you expect from me? He says, I want you financially support me. I said, Chris, until you pay your rent, you transport yourself, you educate yourself, there's no way I can consider you independent. Just because you're free as an adult doesn't mean you're independent. Until then, I'm going to mother you whether you like it or not. So he says to me, go for it. So my husband says, hey, you need to be proud of it, because he could have just said, I don't want anything to do with you. I said, I'm coming always from love. See, that's one thing, you always do what is right for them, but do it in a way legally correct. So then it all fell into place. It became harmony. So to come back to accountability and responsibility, are you willing to take care of children and their food need when you go to work? So put it in plan, so 90-day plan. Give me how you're going to get a job, how you're going to pick up and drop off the kids, and in turn, how are you going to split 5 days on, 5 days off? That's what they say. So you do one Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, and she will be Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. So put it into place, play it for 90 days. If in case it works, then put it into place, divorce plan. When it works, get married.
And more quick, this subject has really nothing to do. I think for a long time. And you're the luckiest person in the world. I have the job that supports us. You can go pick any job in the world. You can quit your job next week if you want and find another job, and find something that truly makes you happy. If this isn't making you happy and you do love me, I'm not the problem. It's your life or whatever. You can have any job in the world you want. How cool is that? That you can just do anything.
See, the thing is, don't point out something they cannot recognize. Okay. The reason is what it is it's jealousy. She's in a space where she's jealous and she wants the same thing like you, but she doesn't have the accountability. Like the way my teacher says is the reason I keep bringing it up is he says people want what you have, but they don't want to give you credit for what you've been through. So if you understand that's exactly right.
Hard work.
So sometimes you just see how stuck they are in their thinking and don't correct them. Let them work through it. I find, so what I did with the CD, right? You create a CD on how much you need for 90 days financially. Okay. Don't tell her anything more what you're learning, and create that CD, borrow from that CD and pay yourself back. Then what happens is when you do the CD in certain banks, like I do it at Middlesex Bank, the minute you put money in, you can borrow 95% of it as a loan. So I immediately pay off the credit card. So only 5% left. So now every 90 days you can borrow money from it and run that household expense, then put it back. So it will be on auto pay. So extra you can you can essentially run it as its own resource. So I already have a Middlesex savings.
Use Middlesex, you like them?
The reason is they allow me to borrow the CD.
I've never heard mine.
See, the thing is 95% loan. So my children's education, I already have an empty CD. It's like a reverse CD, right? So I'm going to save up, next quarter, I'm going to save up so that when Chris is ready to go to college, only CD loan will be paid. So I told my eldest one, my husband says, let him take a loan. I told my son, all your interest is going to be paid out. Just the capital, what I put in the CD, I didn't tell him CD. I said, I'm going to take a loan, so it will have a financial payment. I said, I'm going to keep paying the interest and the thing. When you're ready, I said, you need to pay me back. He agreed. So the idea is when they paid back, they own the money. So you're essentially giving them a startup fee. They can put it for a house and pay. So I am putting my whole year pay in a CD, and that's how I ran 2017 when it went bankrupt. I borrowed from my own CD, ran my household. Now that's what I'm paying back. So I feel your wife doesn't need to know, but you'll be ahead of.
I want to look into that. I went to
This book you can download for $5.
Yeah.
It's really very, very valuable. It's in Nook and Barnes and Nobles and stuff.
I wish the credit card thing was working because I had $5 in my pocket too. I gave it for my co-pay.
See, the reason is credit card, right? It charges 24% interest. When you borrow against
so
your
bad.
CD, it is 2% over prime. So the prime is right now 0.5%. So you'll be paying 2.5%.
My girlfriend gives me the same. Never had a credit card in my life. It's like 26% interest.
Yeah.
Why do we have this?
Yeah.
Why we have debit cards? We make enough money. Why do we need to put
No,
money on
do
this?
the CD.
I'm gonna look
Read
into
it.
So real quick, I know you got a lot of patience stuff. We want to look and get a new car. So on time there. That's our bank. So I gave us $35,000 for the loan comes to this. We went and saw and stuff. I had $26,000 cash. Okay. I go to get a loan for $30,000. We got denied. How can I have a 640, a 660 credit, a 6 something credit score, like 640, 660. I make $70,000 a year. She has a 780 credit score and no job. But they haven't sent the paperwork back. They said when I went to call to get my information, they had the wrong social security number. And when they went to, this is where this whole mortgage thing came about. When they went to tell us why we didn't get it, they said because of home something or other, meaning I have the mortgage and she doesn't. She has the same address. And then, and then the social security thing. So it could just be some paperwork issue. We get all straightened out, but it just blew my mind that I have the money in the bank.
See, the thing is, you're doing debit card. In the long run, it's not going to improve your credit score.
No, I know that.
You need to create a system where you can borrow against yourself and build your credit.
They said they have a credit card that it's 18 months, no interest, and they'll let you pay off loans and other credit cards. So they've got like $4,000 worth of random credit cards and stuff. You put that all in there.
Put this in place first.
Yeah, all right.
And then get involved because then you will have a different system. But first, understand how to do it properly because
I'm gonna try to get on that.
If you even the $30,000, right? Put it in a CD, borrow against it, then pay the.
All right. We'll talk more again next week. I know you're busy.
So once you understand the system, you'll be up against other credit card company as your own lender. You'll be the venture capitalist for your own.
I want to look into that, and I want to talk to you if you don't mind more again next week about
it. So financial agreement with your wife.
Yeah, let me start doing some research on
she's
that.
a wife or she's a girlfriend. So girlfriend, financial entanglement. Be very smart. You can work smart rather than hard. That's what I figured out. And I feel once you understand the system, you'll be up. You'll be up because I see Shark Tank. They go for like loan for $20,000, $50,000. You can loan yourself easily that.
Well, that's the other thing too. We get a home equity, like I was talking about before. No promise. I don't want to touch the house. Just like you're talking about your children. I want my children to have this house because I want them to be able to go to a local school, not have to pay for room and board. All that stuff, like, hey, I'll build you guys apartments off the house. You can live here for free for the next 10 years if you need to. Get a job, then move out. Like,
that's another thing I want to tell. Don't earn more than what you need because you screw people from their motivation. So your kids, when you get... Actually, I had a guy who was given 4 homes from his parents. His mom was a realtor. He's in Rakari. All 4 he lost. The 4th one, he's putting it on sale. Like, so I feel they lack motivation afterwards. So you don't, don't work hard and waste your life. Enjoy life. Earn what you need, put it in the CD and run 1 year at a time. So you earn next year income today itself. And then take it easy. Like, so like each time, like, whatever you borrowed, put it back. Then you're ahead of your game. So don't work too hard. Okay, I'm proud of you.
Thank you.